Number 10. Game of Thrones, a Telltale game series. So being a huge fan of Game of Thrones and a huge fan of the Telltale video game series, I was super excited when I found out the two had teamed together to make a new game. Taking place during the TV series, the game gave me everything I expected. A great story with mediocre gameplay. The art style is great, the voice acting is good, and the fact that you got members of the TV show to actually appear in the video game is an added bonus. Everything that you could have wanted the game to be from a story perspective is there. The stories being told are amazing, but the technical problems will become a major issue if it continues. Number 9. Titan Souls. I like to think of the game as Shadow of the Colossus if it was made on the NES. The object of the game is very simple and very similar to Shadow of the Colossus. Take out as many Titans as possible and collect their souls. This allows for some thrilling boss fights that bring with it a tense one-hit kill mechanic. There are no health bar, no XPs, just you and the Titan one-on-one. Every battle is about finding the patterns and figuring out exactly how you're gonna win. The game is a lot of fun and it's a game that you should definitely check out. Number 8. Evolve. Okay, let me start by saying that Evolve in the end did disappoint. The lack of content did make the game feel very overpriced. But that being said, for about 2 months, the game was the only thing that me and my friends were playing. The phenomenal combat and unique format of 4v1 was extremely captivating. The game overall was innovative and a solid start to a new franchise. If the pricing would have been a bit more reasonable, I feel a lot more people would have been talking about Evolve. Hopefully the game gets a sequel and gives us a story-based campaign that allows us to expand the universe. I feel that the online multiplayer space for future games will strongly take into consideration everything that Evolve brought to the table. Number 7. Her Story. So Her Story will be a controversial game that will make it onto many Game of the Year lists. It will be called more of an experience than an actual game. The game's concept is unique and different. It's engaging and pulls you in for one hell of a ride. Only a handful of games will have you questioning everything you do the way that Her Story does. Wanting to know what happened, what the mystery was, uncovering every single clue will make you feel like a very true detective. Trust me, in the end you will feel rewarded every time the clue leads you in the right direction. Number 6. Battlefield Hardline. So like Evolve, this is a game that definitely disappointed. Look, I get that the price tag for the game should have been a lot lower and the game never lived up to its true potential. And to most people, the game felt more like a mod for Battlefield 4 than a standalone video game. But take into account that this was the best Battlefield single player campaign since Battlefield Bad Company 2. Mixed in some fun creative online modes like rescue and heist, and there was enough there to have a fun time while playing with your friends. If you can get the game at a discounted price, I definitely say it's worth checking out because it's a lot of fun. Number 5. Life is Strange. So if you got the chance to play Beyond Two Souls, you will notice that Life is Strange took the best elements from that game and put it into this one and threw you into high school. Mix in a mystery and great storytelling, and that is exactly what Life is Strange is. You control a teen girl with what could be described as superpowers. She has the ability to turn back time. As she attempts to unravel the mystery, you figure out that things are a lot bigger than you ever imagined. The game's core concept is simple. Solve puzzles, turn back time to figure out exactly what's going on. It takes a genre that Telltale has revitalized and puts it in a polished engine. This is the kind of engine that Telltale needs to put on all of their games. The visuals aren't anything groundbreaking, but it elevates it enough to make you question why Telltale hasn't done this as well. Definitely a game worth checking out. Number 4. Resident Evil HD Remastered. The original Resident Evil defined the video game horror genre. The reason the game deserves to be on my list is because it has no right to be this good again. A 13-year-old remake of a 19-year-old game? Seriously? Why did I have so much fun with this game? In all honesty, it's just the pure survival mechanics of the game. It's what Resident Evil fans want, and it's what Resident Evil fans need. It's the root of Resident Evil. Survive at all costs. The up-res visuals and the tweak to the controls make the game feel better than it did 19 years ago. Coming in at under $20, definitely a game that horror fans should check out. Especially with Resident Evil 0 HD being greenlit. Come find out why the game was a masterpiece back then and why the game still holds up today. Number 3. Batman Arkham Knight. It should be no surprise that Batman Arkham Knight makes my list. The Arkham games have been absolutely phenomenal and every single one deserves to be on the Game of the Year contenders list. And to be honest, it might be the best story told of the 3 Rocksteady Batman games. The combat is expanded and refined, the graphics are absolutely stunning, and the world feels lived in. The biggest compliment I can give the game is that the sheer scope and scale of the overall game is nerve-wracking. Rocksteady finally managed to convey the full power of the Dark Knight himself. The story is absolutely brilliant and is stuffed with so many twists and turns and memorable characters that you'll want to go back in for more. This game is one of the most enjoyable Batman experiences in gaming history, and will definitely be around at year's end on many Game of the Year's lists. Number 2. Ori and the Blind Forest. I knew from the previews that I would love Ori and the Blind Forest, but what I didn't expect was for the game to be one of the best emotional and fun experiences I've had all year. The game is visually stunning with all of its vibrant colors. Add in an amazing musical score, and it will be hard to look away. The game will go down as one of the best platformers I've ever played. The abilities that you unlock throughout the game are absolutely game-changing. You can feel the weight and movement of Ori as he soars through the game. Definitely a game that belongs alongside Super Meat Boy and Shovel Knight. The best way to describe Ori is like playing an interactive Studio Ghibli film. Something that I didn't know I wanted until I actually got a chance to play it. Number 1. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The best game of the year is definitely The Witcher 3. Let me list the ways of why this game is amazing. The visuals are absolutely stunning. The fact that the developers are giving 16 weeks of free content is like an added bonus to this. I can honestly say that I've never played anything like The Witcher 3. It took what made The Witcher 2 so amazing and expanded it and blew it up to something even better. The Witcher 3 doesn't go for the light-hearted fantasy, rather it draws inspiration from the most horrific folktales that you've ever heard of. The game is the closest thing that we're ever going to get to a Game of Thrones real-life action-adventure game. The mechanics to introducing the game, along with the amazing side quests, along with the amazing boss fights, everything the game gives you is absolutely amazing. It takes what could have been something little, like a small mystery side quest, and expands it into something that could take you an hour to finish. The Witcher 3 is a triumph among action RPGs. It's easily my favorite game of the year and one of the best video game experiences I've ever had. If you haven't played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, what's wrong with you? Stop watching this video, go grab the game, put it in your system, and play it and get lost. The game is absolutely phenomenal. Yes, I've said that a numerous amount of times, but why are you still listening to this? Seriously, why? Go play The Witcher 3 right now. Stop listening to this and go play it. I'll see you in 200 hours.